Everybody, hello everyone from the interwebs. Yo, Pipkin David. Hey, I saw David, you took the leap, huh? That's awesome. Super stoked to start working with you at the DevSlopes Academy. It's NGO, Brig, Mr. No One, Man of Code, Ode Hub. Hey, what's up, everybody? Wow, no one's joining me on YouTube yet. Oh, there's a YouTuber. On Thursdays and Fridays, people stop. The streams don't get that many people for some reason. It's like everyone's worked out, I guess, or something. Hey, what's up? Az Malaf 55. Hello, Red Hat, man. Yeah, Red Hat Linux all the way. Yeah, you are alone, huh? What's good, the boring kid? What's up, Todd Rusk? That sounds like a good Game of Thrones name. Tadrash Chroma. I crush you. What's up, CO9E? Rick Martinez. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, David? Raf. Today, we're going to talk about different programming languages. Talk about Swift, Python, Kotlin. Which programming language should you learn? C++, C, Java. What is Red Hat Linux used for compared to Ubuntu? You know, honestly, I don't know. I just know it's used in enterprise stuff years ago. I haven't seen a lot of it lately, but or maybe it's a training company. I can't even remember. So I'm not even going to try and pretend. I'll look stupid. Mohammed, what's up? Marilyn, what is up? Simon Smith, 1985. How's it going? Let's go, bro. Okay, what's your favorite programming language? Put it in the comments. What is your favorite programming language? Or what do you think brand new people should learn? Put it in the comments. Favorite programming language or the language you think brand new people should learn? Put it in the comments. I want to see. Can I create good websites with Python? Sure, you could use Python and Django. Use Django for the back end and then use its templating language systems to inject, stuff into HTML, CSS. Sure. C++ and Python, someone says. Swift, says Rick. I love Java. Get out of here, Mohammed. I love Java. I'm just kidding. You can stay. JavaScript, Python, Swift, C#. I love C# too. Swift. Got another Swift in there. Don't learn C, says Amalafe. Good point. No. Python, Swift, JS. My go is always Python, PHP. Simon, I thought you did like PHP Shopify stuff. PHP. Hey, Man of Code, why do you do PHP? I want to know what is your big reason for doing PHP. I'm really curious what your thoughts are on it. Python, Go, question mark. Is that your favorite language or you're asking if you should learn Go? C#, Swift, yeah. Is the future OOP languages? It's just whatever tool you need for the job. OOP is still around and not going anywhere. There's functional languages too. Functional's been around forever too. Interesting. Okay, so a lot of Swifts, a lot of Pythons. Only one JavaScript, I think. That's kind of funny. Isn't Rust on the way to replace C? Yeah, Rust is really amazing. It's way easier to use and it's just as fast, supposedly. So if I was going to learn a lower level language, I would personally learn Rust. By the way, I saw like jobs, they can't find enough Rust developers. If you master Rust, you're probably guaranteed to find a job, which is kind of cool. Meant to ask your opinion on Go. Go is a fantastic language as well. It's fun to write in. It's very fast. It's very useful or very used right now with blockchain. You can also build APIs and stuff with it, which is kind of cool. Yep. It's sad that you have almost 100K and you only have 10 people in the live stream. That's how it always is. I do these every day though, so people probably get sick of watching. Is React functional? React is a framework. JavaScript is not an object-oriented language. You can hack it to make it like that. JavaScript is a Frankenstein language, so it's not truly object-oriented programming. It's not truly functional. It's a Frankenstein. Oh yeah, everyone hit like and subscribe. Let's get some more subscribers here. We're almost at 100,000, huh? Is today the day for 100,000? Brig is asking, want to be a software engineer done with Android? What should I learn next? You're done with Android? If you're done with Android, you're just getting started. You should be getting a job in Android, making money with it before you learn anything else. Get really good at it. If you're not making money in that career yet, master Android still until you're making money, and then go learn something else. Python for CP. I don't know what CP is. My friend thinks that HTML is a programming language. Yeah, HTML, it's funny, a lot of people get into HTML and CSS and they get good at it and they're like, woo, I can code. And then they go to JavaScript and they're like, I can't do this. It happens all the time, actually. It's because those are template languages, really. It's the logic. Logic is where the real challenges and skill come in. HTML and CSS you can memorize. At least you're trying to think about something new. Yep. I learned Swift and iOS 11 thanks to you from Udemy. Awesome. What to use as a backend when working with Flutter? Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Python, Django, Ruby on Rails, Node.js, whatever. Competitive programming. That's a new thing in the last few years. I've never done anything with it. I don't know anything about it. So I've learned about it from my students, but it's nothing I'm familiar with or have used. Python, JavaScript, Swift. JavaScript is so important even though it sucks. That's right. David has the right perspective on this. JavaScript sucks, but you need to learn it because it's everywhere. If you know JavaScript, you can do anything. Like, you can build anything, I mean. The web, mobile, like, it's very versatile for sure. Shopify is JavaScript. No, Shopify has the liquid templating language with PHP behind it. I mean, yeah, JavaScript too, but last I used Shopify, I had to use Liquid and PHP stuff. What are we talking about here? JS is Boost. TypeScript's really great. So TypeScript, when I professionally use JavaScript, I like to use TypeScript. It makes JavaScript much better. In your opinion, what do you think is the best language, not functional, not easiness, just your favorite? So I know Objective-C, I know Java, I know C#, I know Swift, I know JavaScript, I use TypeScript, I know Python, Dart. I'm sure there's some, C++. Out of all these 9 that I know, I probably know a couple more. Swift is my favorite. Yep. JavaScript, someone says, basic, David, basic. Come on, man. Come on. You're just trying to show your OG. You're just trying to show your OG-ness here. JavaScript and Go are probably my favorite programming languages. Awesome. I'm sorry, I got to go learn UE4. Yeah, nice. Unreal Engine's awesome. Flutter 2 stable web support is good. I don't know. Someone just said Flutter 2 came out. I should probably look at it. Flutter 2. Announcing Flutter 2. Today we're announcing Flutter 2, a major upgrade. To create beautiful, fast, and portable apps for any platform with Flutter 2, you can use the same code base to ship native apps to 5 operating systems. Wow, that's cool. iOS, Android, Windows. Wait, they've got cross-platform desktop apps now? What? What? That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. Not just mobile, but desktop. That's pretty dang cool. Flutter 2 released today, yesterday, or 2 days ago. There are already 150,000 Flutter apps out there on the Play Store alone. That's pretty awesome. These customers are using Flutter, WeChat, Grab, Yandex, Nubank, Sonos. This is awesome, Realtor.com. Okay, I'm totally sold now on Flutter. Like, I was sold before, but you can do desktop stuff now too. This initial release focuses on progressive web apps, single-page apps, bringing existing mobile apps to web. This is pretty awesome, everybody. Pretty dang cool. It's pretty dang cool. Only learn a language for a project. Don't just learn something just for the sake of theory. Have a goal in mind to build something with that language. David, again, coming in with gems of knowledge here. I tell people the same thing, but people argue with me all the time on this. They're like, you should learn whatever you want. Who cares about money and things like that? Stop being so greedy. Just like, it's not about greed. It's just about time? Where are you putting your passion, your energy, like just in endless learning? Like, what's that going to do for you? I don't know. Nobody ever, you know how nobody ever likes the guy who just knows everything, has a comment about everything from science to politics to history, just that guy who like has to say something about everything because he knows everything, but it's like, dude, bro, his name's probably Greg. He's probably that's his name, Greg. It's like, Greg, nobody likes you, dude. You may know all these things, but nobody really likes you. Like, go do something meaningful. I'm just kidding if there's any Gregs out there watching. Um, okay, where are we here? What's easier to learn, Kotlin or Swift? They're both pretty similar. Um, they're both pretty similar. How to get into Fang? Build amazing project. Know your data structures and algorithms. Be really good at code. Assembly. Uh, you can use that for cars and embedded systems. What's your position about Swift UI? It's amazing. It's the future of native iOS apps for sure. Uh, Everyone has a Greg on the Scrum team. Yeah, that's right. Greg. Thanks for the thanks for the unimportant information, Greg. Actually, actually, yeah. I feel like a lot of people dislike Flutter and React Native because of the whole cross-platform topics. Nah, there's a use in it for everything. Flutter's amazing. Flutter is so amazing. Um, what are the technologies behind keyword tools? I don't know. Flutter is becoming one for all, yeah. Any favorite OOP languages related to SQA? I don't know what SQA is. Um, it's my first time on the stream. Hey, what's up, Eugene? Which programming language should I learn? It's up to you. My advice, though, and the whole subject of this video is pick your path. Do you want to make iPhone apps? Do you want to make Android apps? Do you want to make web apps? Do you want to be a data scientist doing machine learning and bots? Do you want to trade crypto, right? Like with automation, like everything, you pick your path and then you learn the language for that. So I do recommend if you're brand new and your only goal is to get a job and get in this industry as fast as possible, and maybe you can learn other things later. If your goal is to get a job in the industry, I always recommend to people learn iOS development, Android development, or web development. They have the easiest barrier of entry of any other technology. And when I say web development, I'm saying front-end web development. I'm not saying back-end web development, and I'm not saying full stack, front-end web development. For the front-end web development, that's JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and React. Learn those 4 things, and you've got yourself a job. With iOS, it's Swift, and with Android, it's Kotlin. Where should we learn data structures? So let's be clear. Data structure is simply a structure for data. An array is a data structure. A variable is a data structure. An algorithm is simply code that solves a problem. So your best bet is to solve coding problems. So go online and search whatever language you're in, JavaScript programming problems, and then start building those out and completing them. Thinking like a programmer is the best way to get a job at one of those big companies. Is Ruby a language or a framework? Ruby is a programming language, and a popular framework that is used with it is called Rails. What do I do if I'm brand new, but I'm also interested in data science, but I'm pessimistic about jobs prospects in the future? There's jobs all over. That's not going anywhere. Stop. Don't be pessimistic. You're learning practical skills. There's tons of jobs. So you piqued my interest with Vapor. I want to master networking by making APIs. Was this? Hey, Rick, learn Vapor. You don't have to learn another language, and then you can build full stack apps for your clients if you do freelancing. So it's really awesome. All right, let's see what's going on the IG over here. Nice. Can we type hinting in JavaScript? Can we do type hinting in JavaScript? Like linting, like the linter? I don't know. I use TypeScript if I want types though. David, big fingers, tiny keys. You remind me of, you know that cartoon, Meet the Robinsons, where the guy's like to the T-Rex, he's like, "Why aren't you seizing the boy?" And he's like, "Because I have a big head and tiny hands." Anyway, that's what you reminded me of. Well, anything basic I learned just get automated. I'm scared. Stop being scared. Just learn stuff. You'll only get outdated if you'll get outdated. In technology, you're always improving, always learning new things. Just start now. The worst thing you could do is nothing. Out of the 9 languages, you know which ones have been the most important, helped most to you? Swift and C# by far. Just that's been my career. Games and mobile apps. Now though, since I've been running DevSlips for the last 5 years, the most influential programming language for DevSlips the last 5 years is JavaScript. Hands down, JavaScript. Build backends with JavaScript, front ends with JavaScript, Angular, Electron, React, everything under the sun, all in JavaScript. It makes it so easy just knowing one language like that can do all those things. It's been there for a while. I built multiple desktop apps with the previous versions. Oh, nice. Do you remember most of the syntax of every programming language you learn? Yeah. Once you master one programming language, it's so easy to go back to another one. Yeah. It's nice to create PWA with Laravel frameworks, and it's good for freelancers, but PHP is a script language I'm not really accepting as programming language. I see. Hey, what's up, everybody? What are your thoughts on using Python for web dev? You can if you want. I don't like it because you typically have to use Django, and you have to use their template engine where you're injecting. I hate injecting data with templating languages. I hate it with a passion. I like my front end separated completely from my back end. That allows me to swap things out, change things out, and that's the future. Microservices is the future. Decoupled systems is the future. Python mixed with HTML, blah. PHP mixed with HTML, blah. No. Handlebars, ugh. None of that junk. None of that junk. Keep it separate. Separation of concerns. Your business and your life will be much easier. So that's my thoughts about front end. If you're going to use Python Django for the back end, that's completely fine. Okay, where are we here? What is Ruby used for? It's just a general purpose programming language, but it's really used a lot these days with Ruby and Rails for APIs and backend development. I know very well Swift and a little Swift UI. Should I learn before Java or Python? I'm only 15. Well, if you're only 15, play around with anything you want. Just learn any language you want. Code Wars is a good way to learn algorithms and data structures. What about Python and C++? Python's great for Python reasons. You can use it for AI, for machine learning, general purpose stuff. C++ is great for games, embedded systems. I'm a front-end dev confused by 3 people who advise Angular, Vue, React. What's your point? Just pick one. React's way more popular than Vue. It's used way more. They do the same thing. Angular does more than both of those, but there's a lot more to learn. So it's just use whatever makes sense to you. What do you think about GraphQL versus REST? So I've used GraphQL in the past. It's awesome. We used it at DevSlips for a couple of years, actually. It was fantastic. Is Java good for AI? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. I want to become a pro in ethical hacking. What is your advice for me? All right, Yazid. What would Mr. Miyagi say? Your first step to becoming ethical hacker is to hack your girlfriend's Facebook post. When you can hack her Facebook, you can be a hacker. That's what Mr. Miyagi would say. So I don't know, man. Cybersecurity courses would be great. Hack your girlfriend's Facebook. That'd be your entry test. Do you think PHP is worth learning? I don't, honestly. What's your favorite IDE? WebStorm. I like Xcode though as well. I don't know. I'm not an IDE person. I can use anything. I don't get passionate about that stuff. I don't get passionate about hotkeys like this guy over here. He's like spending all day setting up his Control K Shift D right tap multi-line highlight blah blah blah. I'm like click click drag. Dark theme versus light theme. I use both. Mostly dark recently though. All right. C++ and OpenGL if you want to make desktop applications. What, Rial, what are you talking about? That's so much work. That is so much work. Like, uh, I would much rather use frameworks where the people have already built things in C++ and OpenGL. To do that from scratch, that is so much work. I always want to know his 5 IDEs as well, Visual Studio Code. So I use every single day, I use VS Code, I use WebStorm. I use, actually most days it's WebStorm. When I'm hacking a node, I typically do VS Code. I know basics of React and Vue. What should I focus on? Oh, we already talked about that, I think. Can you suddenly make a live and about the biggest business and legal side of a project if you're just a developer with an idea? Sure. Especially for non-US countries. Well, I can't speak to that. I don't live outside the US, but that'd be a good topic. You started learning Java and loved it. Well, if you love Java, keep learning it. I don't think Java is a great starter language, but how do you feel about MongoDB? It's great. I've used it many, many, many times. I've never had any problems with it. I'm getting behind here. Anybody here code in binary? My end goal is front-end web dev, CS50 from Harvard, then curriculum for Coursera, Udemy. Sure. That sounds good, Dakota. Your biggest challenge will be being consistent on that. That's where everyone else fails. So, Firebase not support official PHP SDK. I don't know. I've received 100 messages today. Congratulations. All right. Are testing skills valuable in your opinion? Unit, automated, functional? Yeah, a lot of jobs are going to require that. You need to know how to do unit testing at least. What language do you recommend for ethical hacking? A lot of people use Python, but also, I mean, there's different types of hacking too, like being a master with Ubuntu. Most servers in the world are based on Linux, so you need to know the Unix subsystem, no C, things like that. Or you can go on the Windows side and do all kinds of things there as well too. So, yeah. Woo! What do you think about Flutter supporting web now? I think that's awesome. Give me a quick suggestion related to code. Do it every day for an hour a day. Actually write code, focus on projects, do that for 6 months, and you will watch miracles occur in your life. What is your favorite programming language? My favorite programming language is Swift. I also really like C#. The language I use the most is JavaScript. You can use JavaScript for hacking. Yes, you can. I do all kinds of fun things. One time I hacked Apple's website. What was I doing? Their developer portal is in Angular, and we were using Angular highly at the time. Oh, that's right. They disabled one of my apps or something, and I couldn't get into the portal to look at something I needed to look at. And so I went into the HTML and was able to inject different Angular variables right into the element, and they hadn't coded it well, and I was able to unlock the access that disables me from going into my account. I was able to unlock it through the browser and get in and get all the information I needed because their developers hadn't implemented the right security. Here's a common mistake with React and Angular developers, with single page application developers. You know how like they'll disable buttons or they'll do authentication and they'll add a class, a CSS class, to disable a button? What if you just remove the class? Will it work? And sometimes it actually will. It's the wrong way to do it. They need to do conditional rendering. But instead what they're doing is they're applying classes. If you're applying classes to disable and enable things in web, you can hack people's websites and get things you're not supposed to get. There's a little hacking tip for you. So, yeah. Is there a significant difference between coding on Windows and Linux for coding? Yeah. I mean, writing code is writing code, a programming language. But if we're talking about cybersecurity and things like that, a huge difference. What's your opinion about PHP? I don't like it. I never have. I don't care for its scripting nature. And in the past, before Laravel, when I used it, I haven't used it since Laravel, you know, everything was just injected into your web. And I hate templating languages. I think they're junk. I think I like it when everything's separated so I can swap out my services. And so PHP's never been great for that. I know you can do it all in Laravel now, but anyway. We have a few more minutes here. Jason is aching to record. He's recording you a YouTube video, and he's eagerly. Isn't that like the?
Let me fix my posture.
Isn't that like the Slayer symbol? Remember like that old band Slayer?
This is rock on.
Remember like the skaters would all be like Slayer, and they would do that. No, rock on. Do you even listen to rock music?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Rock on, bro. Party on, Wayne. Yeah. What are good steps on teaching others how to code? I wanted to teach others what I know. Well, Rick, I mean, sitting down with the person and showing them is always the easiest way. Teaching for understanding is important. And it's a hard skill to develop, so just practice a lot. What sort of things? I mean, I've seen professors with degrees who've been teaching for 10 years and they suck at it still. Like, I can't even listen to them for a minute, right? It's just a skill. What would you recommend if you're hosting to hundreds of thousands of images other than compression? Well, host on a cheap service like AWS and make sure make sure you are doing compression as well. I don't know. It's a little bit broad. Yeah, oh, that's a good tip. For teaching somebody, never assume somebody knows something. That is the biggest thing mistake I see teachers make. They just assume that you know things. I always assume when I teach that nobody knows anything about anything. And sure, some of the people who want to move faster, they'll be like, ugh. But everyone else will be like, 5 stars. What sort of things do you code outside of the day job? I don't write code anymore for fun. When I clock out, I go draw and write stories. I don't write code anymore for fun. But I don't have to. This guy writes code at home. What code do you write at home, Jason, when you're not? Actually, all you do is work. He doesn't count. He doesn't write code for fun either. He just writes code for work.
That's right.
He just does it into the night. Or have you written any code that's non-work related?
No.
I don't know.
No.
He goes, sharpens his knives and polishes his guns when he's not coding. So
That's right.
Most websites are powered by PHP. That is false, Buffstickle. I want you to give me a proven statistic on that. I would say most websites are powered by JavaScript, but you go to show me some statistics on that. I don't believe it. I do not believe for a minute that most websites, remember, most would mean more than 50% of all the websites on planet Earth are powered by PHP. I don't believe it. Show me some numbers and I will believe it. Yeah. Hey, we're going to real soon, everybody. This has been a good chat. How would you like me to train you personally and my team? Or Jason, he's over here. You can't see it on YouTube, but he's over here. Jason could work with you one-on-one, looking at your code, giving you code reviews. All you have to do is go to devslopes.com/apply, and you could join the DevSlopes Academy, and you could work with me and the team one-on-one, and we will give you guaranteed success. I will work with you until you have paid projects or have a full-time job. But yeah, devslopes.com/apply. devslopes.com/apply. Do that right now. Go there right now. Okay, if you do it right now, you can even get a CEO discount. Just put it in the message box. Do it right now and go apply. Change your life. Make $75,000 a year as a developer. How cool would that be? All you have to do is start today. Thanks, everybody. Feel free to email me anytime too, mark@devslopes.com. I'll answer any questions